TV, certainly the best.
Hello everyone, welcome on board the program Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio, and this is wishing you Merry Christmas in arrears and of course Happy New Year 2026. Well, we made it and we are grateful to God. What matters the most is the year just begun, and the question is, what are you going to turn 2026 into in terms of accomplishments, in terms of achievements, in terms of your goals, your objectives, and all of that? The responsibility is on you, the onus is on you. But here at ITV Radio, we'll continue to serve you and update you, inform you, entertain you, and equip you so you can function at the very best, at optimum level in terms of achieving your dreams and aspirations for the year 2026. I'm Sonny Duke-Okosun, as always. Welcome on board the program Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. Let's begin the show by looking at some of the trending political story. One of them is our major focus on the first edition of Politics Today in the year 2026. We'll begin with the defection of Peter Obi, who was the Labour Party presidential candidate in the last general election, who has officially defected from the LP, Labour Party, to the African Democratic Congress, ADC. Mr. Obi announced the decision on Wednesday during a political rally at the Nike Lake Resort Hotel in Enugu State. The former governor joined the ADC alongside his LP supporters and politicians from other political parties. Mr. Obi argued that he was only formalizing his membership of the ADC rather than defecting to the party because he had been part of the conversations to form the opposition coalition group that adopted ADC as its platform for the 2027 general elections. Reactions have been trailing this defection of Mr. Peter Obi from LP to the ADC, and there's so much more to talk about as we make progress in the course of the program this lovely Saturday morning. Okay, let's move on to our next story. We're following some of the political trends we're following at this time. Well, Rivers State will always be in the news anytime, every day, and it looks like the end to Rivers State being in the news is not just inside. We're going to see more of that dominance of Rivers State in the political conversation, political communication in the days, weeks, and months to come in the run-up and build-up to the 2027 general elections. And amidst the growing political tension, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has gone spiritual with the assurance that the state cannot go into another round of political war. Fubara expressed optimism that the 2026 will usher in an improved fortunes for Rivers State and its residents, assuring that his administration is entering the new year with renewed strength and confidence. Governor Fubara gave the assurance in his New Year message delivered shortly after the crossover service at the Government House Chapel of Everlasting Grace, Port Harcourt. Reflecting on the past 2 years of his administration, the governor said the period had been challenging, but noted that his government is stepping into the new year with hope and faith. He declared that his reliance is not on the instrument of war, but on prayer, stressing that those who place their trust in God would not be put to shame. He urged residents of the state to remain calm and unperturbed by the unsettling ripostes of war, assuring them that his administration remains focused on advancing the interests of Rivers State. He acknowledged that some expectations had been met in the course of the last 2 years, but maintained that the state would experience progress and development in the new year. I hope so. A lot of fingers are crossed about some of the expectations from Governor Siminalayi Fubara, against the background that his right-hand man or former right-hand man, his political godfather, the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, is still spoiling for war. And some say that's because of the governor's refusal to put together a supplementary budget, which Wike's camp had proposed. But Fubara is saying when he was sent on emergency vacation by Mr. President as a result of the emergency rule, he left in the coffers of Rivers State about 300 billion naira. By the time the emergency rule was suspended and he came back, or the emergency rule elapsed and he came back, he met 600 billion naira in the account. And he felt that there's enough money to run the later part of 2025 to completion, and there was no need for supplementary budget. And that infuriated the strongman of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, and his loyalists, and some of the issues started coming forth. How all of that will materialize is a matter of time. Okay, let's quickly take you to Rivers State, to Plateau State, where the Plateau State Governor, Caleb Mutfwang, has formally joined the All Progressive Congress, APC, after resigning from the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Mr. Mutfwang received his APC membership card on Friday at a stakeholders meeting in Jos, the Plateau State capital, marking a major shift in the state's political alignment. The governor said his decision to defect was driven by the need for purposeful leadership and clarity of direction, as well as the desire to align Plateau State closely with the policies and programs of the federal government to accelerate development and improve service delivery. Well, those are some of the stories we are following at the moment. With Mutfwang joining the APC, you wonder who is now left in the PDP. Big question we may find some answers to in the course of the program. But let's take a short break to bring in our guest. John Yakubu is a PDP chieftain, public affairs analyst, businessman, will be joining us live in the studio. We've got Chief Daniel Matthew Akwamonka, Labour Party chieftain, joining us virtually from UK, and the ADC publicity secretary in Edo State, Christopher Ojekere, is also joining us virtually from Benin City. Please stay with us. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Many thanks again for rejoining us on the program Politics Today, and it's coming to you live on independent television and radio, and that makes it a simulcast. Let's welcome our panelist. John Yakubu is a former chairman of Eastern Northeast Local Government Council, former PDP deputy governorship candidate in the state, former senatorial aspirant of the PDP. Chief John Yakubu, thank you for joining. I just added something now.
Thank you for having me.
Happy New Year.
But please, let's quickly correct that.
Okay.
I'm not
That's on the lighter side.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, it's still Politics Today. Let's meet Chief Daniel Matthew Akwamonka is joining us from UK. Chief, thank you for joining us on the program.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. I'm very fortunate. That is the honorable you just introduced my brother. The same for Mr. Northeast to whom you are.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Christopher Ojekere is the ADC publicity scribe in Edo State, is joining us also virtually from Benin City. Chris, good to have you on the program. Happy New Year.
Yeah, thank you, Sonny, for having me. Happy New Year to you and to my big brothers there in the studio.
Okay, John, let's get started.
Thank you.
Peter Obi has been a reference point, particularly from the last general election, with a huge followership and all of that. When the ADC came on board as a coalition platform, he was there. At the time, he said, well, he just went there because of the interaction and all of that. He wasn't moving, and but we saw speculations coming in the closing part of 2025 that on the last day of 2025, December 2025, Peter Obi and a host of other leaders in the Labour Party were going to join the ADC, and true to words, he moved eventually, saying he wanted to close 2025 with the Labour Party and start on a new journey in 2026 with a new platform as part of the structures and strategies to form that broader coalition to wrestle power from the APC led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and reaction has started coming forth. But what do you make of this movement?
Well, like it started at the beginning, you mentioned that Obi is a reference point. He continue to be a reference point because the gospel of Saint Obi, I'll call him Saint Gregory Obi, is completely different from the gospel of every other politician in Nigeria. It is for that reason, that singular reason, that a lot of persons continue to discuss Obi even before he joined the ADC. I'm sure that Obi would not have moved from Labour to ADC because what Obi is saying, what Obi is discussing with Nigerians, you discover that since the movement of Obi about 4 or 5 days ago, there have been a lot of concern, even from the ruling political party, even from our migrant party, the PDP, because everybody is concerned because Obi movement from where he is to a different place entirely means that the political atmosphere is going to change. A lot of persons in Nigeria, outside the ruling government, outside the people in government today, are all discussing Obi. Because Obi gospel of productivity, of prosperity for the people is completely different from what we have. Because what we've been practicing, or what we are still practicing today, which Obi is the case, is the consumption of the seed provided by God for this nation. And in our local parlance, any farmer that consumes his seed there, that it is easier. You know, I don't know whether you are practicing farming or not, seed yam are very delicious, very sweet. But for any farmer to consume his seed, it means that farmer will die of hunger.
We don't have a harvest.
Not even nothing to plant. So you will not be talking of having a bad harvest since you have not planted. What Obi is saying that what God has provided for us as a nation, we have to plant it so that the generation yet of hunger begin to harvest. That is the difference between Obi and every other politician in Nigeria. Okay. Until that is done, I'm not here to cast aspersion on the ruling government or cast aspersion on my party, but what Obi is saying is completely different from what every other politician is saying in Nigeria. That is why you see that the followership is huge. That is why that you see that people are saying that where Obi go is where they will go. Labour was not so strong before the coming of Obi, and you will now discover what will happen to Labour. A lot of people gravitated towards Labour, not because, or a lot of persons voted for Labour candidate from the Senate to the House of Reps, not because of any other person, but because of Obi. But you discover that some of those persons, immediately they got to the House, rather than listening to the gospel of Obi from Genesis to Revelation, what they did was not only to the camp, to change that mindset. I think what Obi is telling us as a people is that let's sit down. We are provided for by God all the things necessary to build a nation. Until we sit down to begin to think of how to build this nation, we will not progress as a nation. We cannot be a consuming nation and expect the economy to grow. Yeah. We cannot be empowering Toyota and very other mighty companies overseas, and we expect this country to go. Let me tell you this. The coming of Obasanjo, if you remember very well, when Obasanjo came in as a military president, he discovered that the economy was not as buoyant as it ought to be. What did he do? He said, in his first decree, that every other person, including himself as the president and the head of state of this nation, should drive a 504. And that was what happened during the time of Obasanjo, and he came up with this Operation Feed the Nation, and he led us to the farm. At that point, the economy started growing to a point that when any other government cannot come in and started thinking of what to do with what we have. But what do we have today? We consume all what we have rather than planting it for the future to come. Okay. So Obi is not just a politician. Obi is not just moving from Labour to ADC. Obi is a movement.
Okay, I'll come back to you in just a moment. But let me go to the UK, where Chief Daniel Matthew Okonoka is standing by. Chief, talk to me about the difference between Obi's movement and the regular movement that we have seen. In the last few months, we have seen defections from left, right, back, center. John made some comments saying this movement is, Obi's defection is a movement. But if you look at Obi's trajectory, he started out with APGA. From APGA, he moved to the PDP. From the PDP, he moved to Labour Party. From Labour Party, he's now in ADC. You never can tell, maybe it may be in APC tomorrow. This is the pattern of the average Nigerian politicians. And even if you look at the ADC, many of the people that you're seeing there today, they follow this in pattern. So what is so special, so unique about this movement that has kept tongues wagging, even though we have a faction of the ADC led by Nafiu Bala Gombe, the factional chairman, saying that the defection to ADC is null and void because the procedure was not followed. The party's constitution was not followed. Let me get your take on this.
Well, first of all, I want to say, from speaking from the Labour perspective, it really pains the heart to see His Excellency Peter Obi leaving Labour Party to any other party. And we must commend Peter Obi because Peter Obi energized a lot of people, the youth, those who are different, who are not really interested in politics, to come into politics, to take politics and governance seriously. Peter Obi also motivated a lot of people to run that would not have had the opportunity to run, and some of them did win their seats. So we must give him credit. I personally felt like whatever the situation he had with Labour Party was resolvable. It did not need to leave the party to go and join ADC. So what is unique about this? Really nothing unique. But the only question for me, even though I love Peter Obi and I have no personal grudge against him leaving Labour Party, I will still remain faithful to the party, is that it's where he's going to join. Like they say, my mom used to say, as well, and this is a common phrase, show me your friends, I will tell you who you are. Peter Obi is now joining with El-Rufai in ADC, who will know who he is, what he has said with his own mouth. Peter Obi, 2015, how the country to help to destabilize the government, and how it destroyed Kaduna and allowed Kaduna Christian to almost be wiped out. That's who El-Rufai is. And again, talking about Atiku, Atiku is another man that during his time as a vice president, he liquidated all the federal government assets, sold it to a friend. Even 2019, 2023, when he ran, he said he will even do more. That we see it failed in all aspects. Rotimi Amechi, his greatest success of 8 years as a minister was to build the biggest railway station in Niger Republic. Those are the people he's going to associate with, even though he's a credible man, an upright man. But show me your friends. So I will not begrudge him from leaving Labour Party, but Labour Party is a party that have an identity. Papa, Mama, Pikin, that stood for something, that has a principle that is what we need. So his message tied down and fit perfectly well with Labour Party. The interest of the common man, the interest of the common woman, and the interest of the child, of the children. It fit very well into Labour Party. His vision of how Nigeria should work is what is embedded in the constitution of Labour Party, unlike any other party. So him going to ADC, it really boggles the mind. But like I said, we have to I pray for him, and we wish him all the success and peace, whatever reason he joined ADC. But I'm very disappointed, and Labour should take full accountability for this. I'm very disappointed the way the matter has been handled, that he left, but we must acknowledge his input in Labour Party, in his input in the politics of Nigeria. But personally, I hope he has stayed. I don't know. Now the doors is open for people in a Labour Party. Maybe I might just run for president now, since Peter Obi is no longer there. Thank you.
Of course, that's your right. That's your inalienable right, Chief Dr. Matthew Akwaboka. But let me get to Christopher Ojekere. The concern is that the coming former defection of Peter Obi, because he said he's joining the APC, is a formalization.
ADC.
Yes, sorry, ADC. He's joining the ADC is a formalization, yeah? Chris, talk to me about what this means for the ADC, especially when you have the likes of former Vice President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who is a serial presidential contestant. And then you have the likes of Nasir El-Rufai, who is one of the most controversial politicians we have in the country right now, whom some say he left the APC to join the ADC after his attempt to join the SDP failed, largely because he was rejected as a minister because of security concerns around his person. All of these people are coming together. You also have the likes of David Mark. Are we not, gravitating towards an implosion, political implosion in the party, with the likes of Atiku saying they are not standing down for anybody, and Obi also saying he is going to contest for the presidential ticket in that party. We just saw that statement from his aide, today. Chris.
Yeah, we are very happy that there's so much interest in the ADC, as it should be, and coming from all walks of life in Nigeria and from all Nigerians. That's quite interesting, and we're happy to hear that. I need for you to locate these issues in context. There are only two issues in all of the things that have been said. And those two issues are, one, are Nigerians beginning to see patriotic Nigerians who love this country and wants to rescue this country from a one-party state, from fascism, from the destruction of our judiciary, the destruction of our electoral systems, the destruction of our economy, from insecurity, and from unbearable, unrelieved tax increases and tariffs increases? The answer is yes. And the people who are gathering together to do that, and Nigerians who have seen the danger, the catastrophe that is in view, the cataclysmic situation that is in view, if Democrats, patriots, lovers of Nigerians don't come together to overthrow this system that is leading us there. The system, I mean, is the APC and the current government. That is cheering news. Every other thing that you have said are effects of this core issue. The core issue is where our focus would be. So the ADC is tied together by a common principle, and the principle is rescuing Nigeria by means of restoration of our democracy. Then the second thing, I'm happy that Honorable John Yakubu gets the paradigm very well. He's speaking about the fact that governance should be about development. The ideology that Obi is preaching has not bettered in all those other parties where he is and where he was. And that is why, having seen that Atiku Abubakar from the PDP, El-Rufai from the APC, Amechi from the APC, several others from ABGA and the others have been able to sustain a party.
I need to pause you now. Chris, just a moment. Chris, I need to pause you now for the news headlines, and then we'll be back with you in just a moment. Please stay. Of course, we just saw a quotable quote from Peter Obi a few seconds ago that prosperity will not come by taxing poverty. That's very, very profound. But let me get back to Christopher Ojekere to quickly anchor the point about the coming of these political bigwigs converging in the ADC and its implication for the race for 2027.
So the ADC is like a football team that has gone to the market to spend valuable money to get in the best players from across the world, this time across Nigeria. So we have strikers, we have defense, we have good midfielders, we have wingers. They are all now in ADC, and now driven by certain policy ideology, like John Yakubu started to talk about, and which Akwemoka referred to. For instance, Akwemoka has a problem with privatizing our national assets. But if you look at the cesspool of corruption that the NNPC is and has been, you would wonder whether you would not prefer the option of privatizing the NNPC. The NNPC have run us aground, if you have been following. Now, you would think of how much could have been saved if in 2013, Atiku had his way and the NNPC is privatized. Now, you've just quoted again, Sonny, another policy option to taxation that Obi just quoted. So these are the kind of ideas that are pulling to give Nigeria a new direction. The fact that we think that they are United States of America are able to convert that kind of variety into strength. That is what ADC will do. The fact that ADC has been held together for over a year now, under the able management and supervision of David Mark, who is a veteran administrator who saved this country in the time a cabal was supposed to disintegrate this country. David Mark came up with the doctrine of necessity and held this country together. It should be very heartwarming that David Mark is heading the ADC. So we have people of experience who are coming from experience. And because they are coming from experience and they know how we have got to the cliff edge and have almost tumbled over by the so-called Emilocon, they are going to be very careful, as they are being careful now, on how to give us a sustainable nation via the instrumentality of their political party when we come into power in 2027.
The coming of Peter Obi into the ADC is not avoided because due process was not followed. It ought to go through the world, but we saw from the report that his admittance into the ADC was at the party's zonal office. What do you make of this factional disposition to this Obi's coming to ADC?
In ADC, if you are not a member of ADC, you cannot be referred to as faction. The voice that is speaking, the voice of Esau, of Jacob, and the hand of Esau that is speaking, is not a member of the ADC. The ADC knows its members. We will begin to respond to such foolishness when it happens to happen, when it happens that it comes from our member. So you are asking me to respond to an unknown quantity to the ADC. We don't know who is.
I just want to admonish that we should be very civil in our language because this is public space and we're reaching millions of people across the world. I'll come back to you in just a moment, Chris Ojeke, but let me come back to you, John. Now, because some say the body language of the PDP seems to suggest that they probably will eventually merge forces with the ADC when the time comes. But we know already majority of the bigwigs in the ADC, Atiku, El-Rufai, Amaechi, and now Peter Obi and Nasir El-Rufai, they all intend to have a go at the presidency. What does this mean? What's the implication of all of this?
Well, let me quickly say this. Though I'm not a member of the ADC as of today, I'm not a member of the ADC, I think this issue of the faction you're talking about should be downplayed. Because as of today, the INEC have a recognized national school of ADC. There's no ambiguity about that. So when you come on air and you begin to quote of a man who is claiming to be a factional leader of another group of ADC, like I said, I'm not a member. Take that, just oppose that with my party, the PDP today, where INEC had refused to enlist the just recently elected national leader because they felt that there was a problem and there's a case in court and until that is resolved, they will not enlist them. So when you start talking about having factions in the ADC, I think we should not create something.
No, we're not creating. No, we're not. You see, this is where the challenge. Just hold on. This is where the challenge is. The media has a responsibility to give everybody a fair hearing, an opportunity to be heard and to be seen. It's not us. It's not us. So you, the politician, hold on just a moment. You, the politician, have a responsibility to put your house in order rather than blaming the media for reporting accurately what the issues are. We need to establish that. No, we need to establish that. You stay on course, Yakubu.
But let me say this. There's nothing accurate about that.
Yes.
Because at today, there is a national ESCO as recognized by INEC.
Yes.
It is only when INEC is saying that there is a faction in the political party that the media can come out to say, yes, this is the.
So when a man comes and makes a claim,
we have a man can come out on the street and make a claim.
Just hold on.
Take that to the studio.
Hold on.
No, just hold on.
When a man comes out to make a claim,
yes,
we have a responsibility to report it.
So what?
In reporting it,
so if I
we are not. Hold on.
Claim that I'm a fashion
we will give you the opportunity to vocalize your views and your perspective. That's what happened. That story that I just reported now is on the Punch.
No, you are missing my point. It can be anywhere.
It's on the Punch. So what I'm saying is that, you see, we have, just hold on. That is exactly what we are doing. But in most cases, the average politician misinterprets the role of the media. They want us to just pander to their whims and caprices. That is not what the media is meant for. Yes.
I'll repeat that example. That's today. My party had the.
That's why I said you should stay on call so that we can save time.
Yes, that has not been recognized.
Yes.
It's unlike ADC that have its national ESCO headed by David Mank has fully recognized.
Yes.
So if a man is shouting from an obscure village and calling himself as the national chairman, all you need to do as the conventional media house is to go to check the website.
No, hold on. Let me clear. Hold on, John. Let me clear you on something, because we are in public space.
Okay.
Even if INEC has cleared a particular ESCO, and somebody comes out to speak otherwise, we have a duty and a responsibility. Hold on now. We have a duty and a responsibility to air that view. It is not our responsibility to take position. We have a responsibility to air all the sides of the issue so that the public will be aware.
Okay.
Yes, so that is our responsibility.
That's what I know.
Yes.
All I need to do is to go to somewhere, somehow, and
we will report it. We will report it. If you do that, we will report it.
Okay, thank you. Let's come back to who is today is preaching the gospel of hope.
Yeah.
And that is why you see, that is the basic reason that every person, every known good person in this country is gravitating towards that. And he just mentioned, Jay just mentioned something, and I want to put a little correction to that. Atiku and Obasanjo actually sold NNPC in 2006 at the point that they were leaving to Dangote and all that, so that productivity could be enhanced. But what did we do? What did Nigerian politicians, what did they do? Top civil servant. Immediately, the moment Yaradua came on board, they cried to high heaven. And Dangote said, please give me my money. And government paid back. Today, those refineries, because I set the refinery in Port Harcourt in 1992-93, those refineries are today, over 20 billion have been spent in those refineries, and they are dead. Now, what do we have to do? Why do we have to cry over that? A man is saying, if this country must be prosperous, I just want you to know that the gospel of St. Peter Obi, the political gospel, as to how to revive this nation, is what is interesting to the people of this country. Because you cannot be preaching of gospel of hope to the people, and when you are making them hopeless, you cannot be stealing from them to enhance yourself and be telling them to wait for tomorrow. That is what Obi is saying. Don't steal from the people to enrich yourself. Don't steal from the people to ride the best cars in the world. Don't steal from the people to make yourself comfortable. What you must first of all do is to make the people comfortable before you cannot begin to talk about yourself. Sonny, do you enjoy yourself to the detriment of your children? Rather than spending money to send them to school and making sure that they become who you think they should become, do you now go to beer parlor and begin to spend those monies, and at the end of the day you are telling your children who are not of age to be on their own? That is the gospel of Peter Obi. And I am not in the ADC today, but if a man is saying that productivity will save this nation, and I believe that, because I haven't spent just about 2 years and 10 months as the council chairman, I realized, and I am happy about it, that going back memory lane, 16 years after, I think I'm pointing to about 8-10 roads that were assaulted. Thereafter, Sonny Duke, go back to my local government and point to another road that have been done 15 years after, even when they have more money. And that is why everybody is listening to Peter Obi and saying, look, if we have a good leader, then my friend from the UK just mentioned about the persons that are following. No, once we have a good leader in this country, our problem have been leadership. And what have we been doing in this nation is that the little we have, we're using it to spend it on our leaders. I will tell you this before you probably will begin to say, let's go to it. Now, when Buhari came in, this idea of 4+4, 4 years, 8 years, a man that we have, what Peter Obi is saying or what others are saying, that you campaign for 4 years, it is only in Nigeria. It is only politics we play. Politicians are not ready for any other thing. Once a man is elected today, they'll start telling you he has another 4 years. The man has not done 6 months. And that is the basic problem, because they have reduced everything to politics.
Okay.
And if we must move away from that, if a man is elected for 4 years, before we begin to politic and begin to speak about every other thing, that man must show us his report card. Okay. But the problem we have with politicians across board, except the man who today has come out again, he's coming out again to say, look, let's begin to lead this nation. Once a man campaign for 4 years, like Donald Trump is doing, do your 4 years. I think psychophancy should stop, most especially even done at the highest level now. It is now at the level of governors and ministers and others, senators turning themselves into psychophants. Don't forget in 1980, when the money for Bendel State was not being released by the presidency under MPN, under Shehu Shagari, what did Ambrose Ali do? Rather than becoming a psychophant that language we have today, he went to court and said, look, this money belongs to Bendel State. You won, and at the end of the day, he won. But the dangerous aspect we are having in politics today now, that senators, House of Rep, elected senators, House of Rep members, governors have turned themselves to psychophants, all just because of what they think they want to steal from the people.
Okay, let me pause you there. Let's quickly link up with Chief Daniel Matthew Ahomoha. Obi is known to be very frugal when it comes to monies, funds, resources, and stuff like that as it relates to politics. I mean, he came up with the slogan, he has no shinshi to give. Now, in a party like ADC, where he's not into, you have the likes of Atiku. And I hear people say this a lot, that, well, if the ADC were to do a primaries today, Atiku most likely would be ahead of others. What does, I mean, what is the import of these against the background of some of the philosophies and ideologies that Obi has to offer this country? Will the personality of Obi be able to manifest under the leadership of a man like Atiku Abubakar, whom some have criticized in several ways in terms of corruption issues and all of that, even though we haven't really seen him be prosecuted as such? Yes, Chief.
Well, first of all, I want to say, my senior wine with in the studio there, it seems like he might migrate to ADC soon, the way he speaks eloquently about Peter Obi in ADC. Just hold me along. Maybe we will go together, because I feel like I've been preached to about the wonderfulness of Peter Obi moving and what it stands for. What it stands for is really the next question that my dear brother Sonny just asked for. What Peter Obi stands for, is it compatible with ADC as of present and being the kind of characters that are in ADC? Atiku, for instance, is a very good person in winning the primary, because it will porous the whole system, corrupt it to the T. But so far so good, he has not been able to translate that corrupt primary win victory to any general election. And if Atiku is in there and you're able to find a parity with Atiku, you see, Obi is a man of integrity based on the campaign of 2023, and everything he has said has serious value to it. I mean, I'm not going to try go back to his days in when he was a governor. You judge him as per what he wants to do for you for tomorrow, not what he has done yesterday. But based on what he's saying he wants to do and what he's projecting to do, you have people in ADC right now that they are the obstacle to everything Obi said he wants to do in the past, and they've not come up with anything different. What is their view about the tax reformation? What is the view about the education policy of the current administration? What is the tax about the massive borrowing and investment at the same time by the current administration? What does the party stand for? You see, it's not just joining ADC because that's another vehicle. It's a value, and the people. So show me your friends that tell you who you are. And the people you surround yourself with determine the value which you project. And that's my only concern. I believe in Peter Obi, honestly. I have my misgivings. And him moving to ADC breaks my heart. A part of me feel like I should move with him, as my senior Owine is preaching about it. And I'm like, yeah, you're saying everything I believe. But that's me believing in Peter Obi. The party is another thing. So I'm not convinced that it's the right fit for him. But otherwise, the next few days we will know. And we will see if he can beat Atiku in the primary. If Atiku insists that is going to compete, Peter Obi will not be on a ballot come 2027 because it will not beat Atiku in primary. And if Atiku and what's Rotimi Amici most likely combine energy, which that's going to happen, and then Peter Obi will not be on ballot come 2027. And it will be a great loss to Nigeria if Peter Obi is not on ballot come 2027. That's my only worries and concern. Because Atiku will not back down for him. Atiku is about 88 years old. If he doesn't go now, it's going to take him another, God knows, another 6 years, thereabout. Yes, another 5 to 6 years for him to even be considered. By that time, he's close to 90 years old. So this is his last foray to try. And if that's for him to win the ticket, not necessarily win the president.
All right, Chief Dan Amachi, let me pause you there. I'll come back to you if we still have the time. But let's get Chris to comment on the prospect of the ADC in the 2027 election against the power of incumbency with the political czar himself in the saddle now, talking about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What's your take on this, Chris?
All right. First of all, let me reiterate that APC will not drive our narrative, because I noticed that APC's propaganda has affected Akwemohai so much so that he now suffers from AAS, Atiku Abubakar syndrome. It was a similar thing that was happening to Americans who didn't see behind the curtain in America when Donald Trump was contesting. And then they were suffering from the DTS, Donald Trump syndrome. I can assure Akwemohai that there is no paper anywhere indicting Atiku or having any paper or any evidence before any court of competent jurisdiction in Nigeria that proves that Atiku is corrupt. That is a propaganda that was well spread and that is still being sustained. Atiku was the vice president to Obasanjo, the best regime we have ever had since 1999 democracy. That's the regime that ended all our debt, and Atiku was the head of the economic team that introduced the information technology we have today, whereby we can use GSM and all other internet facilities, that directed us to begin to privatize our...
Hello, caller. Good morning. Good morning, caller. What's your name?
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. You've got 1 minute. Go straight to the point, please.
My name is Solomon Ataga. Very simple.
Yeah.
You see, the issue of Obi coming to APC, to me, is a welcome one. Since Labour have now become a party, Labour and PDP have now become a party who never need progress for the people, where some people, individuals, have been the ones dragging the party. I believe if a party has a crisis, if you mean well for the party, like for some people now, the party make them local government chairman, governor to where they are today, and they feel destroying the party. They cannot come together. What do we do? Like to have a candidate that can defeat the president. Moving to APC, and the you people saying about Atiku. Atiku have not become the EFCC one day. Say they are inviting him for the corruption crisis. We keep on saying he's corrupt, And those in the government today, they are more corrupt than Atiku. So all we believe is a candidate. If the ADC...
All right, I'll stop you there, Solomon Ataga. Our studio number is 08077770300. That number, let's get your take on our conversation today on Politics Today on independent television and radio. Dial the number now. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, caller. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yes, sir. Yes. We are very happy that ADC has started because of Wike and the presidency. They are one of the people that want to destroy PDP. But what we want to say now is that the civil society, the Nigerians, we should rise up to see that transmission of results, electronic transmission of results. Because if we don't do that, even everybody votes for Peter Obi again, we know what they do. We cannot be saying it on air. We know that they are bringing machine to change it. So let it be electronic transmission of results live from the polling booth. So that is what the people should be shouting for now. Because if we don't do it, all the effort will be wasted.
Okay, well, I got your call and contribution. One last call before we call it a wrap quickly. 08077770300. Good morning, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, and go ahead with your contribution. Okay, we have a bit of... okay, we got you now. Hello, caller. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Yeah, good morning. What's your name? You're our last caller on the show. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, it's a welcome to America for coming together for a political party.
Okay.
Because Labour have been destroyed by Papa through the power, those in power. We destroy PDP. Now, even SDP, AD, all to come together. And let them become, this is what they will become. With the masses, it's a fight between the masses and the politicians for coming election. Coming together for a political party to welcome development. Thank you.
All right, let me get a final take, John. Last one.
You can see that Obi is being discussed 8 years out. And that is the present position of this country because we're looking for redemption. The people are saying, look, there should be a leader to redeem this nation. And that leader must not be the person that will now begin to serve as king of God. What I said at the beginning of sometimes during this program is that, look, this syndrome of 8 years, 4 plus 4, 8 years, should be discarded. They sold it to us during Buhari. After 8 years, this country was stagnated. And it is the same APC. I'm not in any way castigating APC. But it's the same political party that is saying, no, Buhari did not do anything. But 4 years after Buhari tenure, Nigerians wanted to change him. But they refused. Like the last caller said, all we need in this country now is transparency in our electoral process.
Okay.
So that individuals can vote and their vote will.
All right, Chief Daniel Matthew, one last word on the program today. Final take.
Well, we should keep alive, regardless wherever Peter Obi is. Peter Obi have changed the landscape of politics and politicking in Nigeria. As such, we should respect him. I will urge all Labour Party people not to speak ill of him or discredit or say anything negative of Peter Obi. He's a fine gentleman. And it's basically brought a lot of good things into politics, a lot of thinking and looking at things differently and positively. I personally supported him in 2003. I really did not like the way how things ended up while he was in Labour Party. But having said that, this is what Peter Obi have done. He has energized Nigerians and the Nigerians.
Thank you. Let me get you to your take, Chris Ojekere, your final take, please.
I think it is clear to everybody now that the ADC did the right thing by giving Nigerians a neutral platform where all lovers of democracy can converge and ensure that we restore Nigeria back to democracy and from the hand of this oppressive fascism that Nigeria is threatened with by the current regime.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for your time on the program Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. John Yakubu, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And Christopher Ojekere, thank you for coming. And of course, Chief Daniel Matthew Akwamoka, thank you for joining us always on the program.
It's a great honor. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's our package for today on Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. We hope you had a great time with us. Be sure to join us next week, Saturday. The responsibility of making Nigeria a better place for us all to live in is collective. That means we all have a role to play, and we must play that role effectively, efficiently, without fear of favor, no matter whose ox is God. That's the only way we can move this country forward. I'm Sonny Duke Okosun, thanking you for staying with us. Once again, Happy New Year, and bye for now.
RTV, certainly the best.
Oh, my son, my dear. You say, oh, my dear. Oh, we're not here. Is that the
you not over?
Yes.
You not do so much.
Yes, my dear. Where's it happening? Where's it happening? Oh, it's not here. Where's it? What's my dear? It's comment c'est papa de voici quoi voici
Ça m'a toqué.
Wayagi makpame samane Wayagi makpame samane
The Esama of Benin Kingdom thanked the new Edion for visiting him and advised them to always abide by the rules and regulations of their new positions. The Esama urged them to indulge in what will continue to bring development and progress to the community.
When I say it's your job, I wait to us and I know what I will.
Yes, Papa.
Caliban was in a cook, no, we said, who paid you? Who paid you? And Papa. Echo one as ever. Ever had a lot of letters to me as ever, my mother. I will wait in it. A joke. Hey, Jonah will. Hey, Jonah, pull up. Hey, Jonah, Luria, he said, why go back? But John Way, God didn't and I had the way. Why we are there when I'm no matter look at
ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
The man went out to bring in thugs to come and beat her.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, do you think women would have seen that and still want to speak?
Really, we're talking about. That's what I said. So when they bullied her,
Yeah.
if she's not bold enough, she will shut up.
What is your advice for girls out there that are so desperate to be married.
We women, we have to be really intentional about our parenting.
If you know a child is being abused, or you see signs, a bruise or a child, it has to be investigated.
People barely even breathe when they are going for a shrebi and something.
Party.
You have to be
They
smart.
can't sit
If
down.
you see where they are dressing them or are dragging on both sides, you cannot breathe. And these women will stay in those events for hours just to keep up with that beauty trend.
Is that healthy?
That's not healthy.
I am Patricia Uremu Gabriels, and we're reaching you live from our Lagos Network studio. Of course, Women in Conversation is a program designed for women to discuss about themselves.
ITV, certainly the best.
Welcome to Market Survey, your weekly window into the cost of everyday goods that shape our daily lives. In recent times, the rising cost of food items has continued to affect homes and kitchens across the country. Today, we turn our attention to groundnut oil, a major cooking ingredient used in households, restaurants, and food businesses. Whether for frying, sauce making, or everyday meals, groundnut oil remains a staple in almost every kitchen. On this edition of Market Survey, we'll find out the current prices of groundnut oil, the reasons behind the changes, and how traders are coping with the new reality. So come with me, let's get to know the current prices.
How groundnut oil be for market now? The prices, how the overall price?
Okay, for now, groundnut oil dey okay for now. But we still want make the thing come down pass like this.
So how much they carry jerry can? How much they measure?
Before we dey buy 42, but now at least the thing still good now. We dey buy 39, 38. Okay. So for now the thing dey less. So we want make it come down.
So how much they measure? Like all this one bottle 5 liters. How much?
Okay, those bottles now we dey sell 2,1 before, okay. But now we dey sell 1,900, 2,000. Okay. But we want make it come down.
Then all these 5 liters.
Okay, as this one be now, we dey sell level 5 to 12,000, but now we dey sell 10,000.
Okay, now you want me the price come down? Like how much if you say that if they sell now, we say everybody can afford?
At least this one now go be 5,000. Go dey okay. Go be 5,000. Why that one now fit be 1,000 or 900? Go dey okay.
So but now the price don't come down small, but
it come down small, but it still dey high side.
Compared to the beginning of this year and now, how much they sell before the gallon?
No, before now, early this year, yes. It did pass like this. Okay. But everything they okay now, even rice. But we want to see come down so that everybody will feel they buy.
So now even people can they buy, customers can they buy. They say they complain, say it's still there on the high side. Even now
they say they complain. You know, say we human being. Even if this one enter 1,000, they will still want to make it come down. But at least we want to make come down. Even we where they go market, they go buy so that we will feel see they buy. Not be the season sha, but the thing dey okay. Not say this Christmas period e dey there, but now the thing come down, so we just thank God.
So but this Christmas period, so compared to last Christmas period, difference?
Big difference. Yeah. Big difference. The thing come down.
So like how much did it take come off for money even until they sell it?
A big go. As of last year, I think we dey sell that bottle 2,2. But now at least we even sell 1,800 and we'll still make am. So the thing come down.
The price is balanced. I can see everything come down a bit.
So how much na they carry groundnut oil before for gallon?
Before we dey carry for 52, 53. Very soon it enter 40, 49 and some change. But as right now we are buying that is 47, 700.
Now to they buy.
Of course.
So how much they measure for different bottles?
We are selling 200 by 2,000 by bottle 1,800.
The bottle 1,800 last.
Of course.
So how much did they sell that bottle before?
The time we they buy 52, 50 something, we they sell that bottle 2,200, 2,300. As of now, since the price don't come down a bit, we still reduce the price.
So now the season of groundnut oil will dey so like this?
Of course, every festival period, groundnut oil must follow.
So during this season, supposed to come down?
Maybe before December, if it come down.
But no. Money until they buy am before and now, how much you say don't top and be don't reduce am?
Well, just a little bit, about 1,000 plus.
Okay, the price is where it dey now. Now a very fair price, or if you say they still reduce the price?
I believe in God. There is nothing God cannot do. To me, I feel say they will reduce the price.
So they won't reduce the price. Like how much if you say they sell gallon and measuring bottles?
Depends. For example, now if they schedule the price, say for example, is a gallon is 35,000. We marketing will be selling at least 1,514. It reduce from 2,000 to 1,500. Is that not reduced?
But now customers wey come dey buy, they see they complain say the price still dey high.
Of course, none of them is complaining.
This one is 2,000. Why this bigger one is 4,000?
Okay.
That is how we are selling it now.
How much did they sell them before?
Before we sell it 2,244 before,
Okay.
but now 2,000, 4,000.
Okay. Okay. So no smaller one for this one.
Yes, we have smaller one, but I don't have that one now.
Okay.
Let me say it's probably like this.
Yeah.
We sell it 1,000. Why this red oil is 900? Then the full can of it is 1,800.
So the 4 liters, 5 liters, how much they sell them?
This is Kings. From now to 6 months time, it will be like this. It will not sleep.
Okay.
So I'm selling it 13,500.
Okay.
Like before, we always buy that time 46,500, 45,500. But now it dropped a little.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now you feel saying that the season of Garanto era with this?
Yes, now because this is the season of Christmas. Sometime like last year, it is higher than this. But this year, due to how things, the commodity is very high, but by surprisingly now, things is getting down gradually. That is why the groundnut dropped more than the higher price of last year. Do you understand? So, so let me just say it like this. Things in the market drop a little than how it is before. In this previous time now, let me say in this time, I don't know from now till on the first week, second week, I don't know how it will be. But as for now, it dropped a little.
So even with the price, say the thing don't drop. If you say the thing supposed to still drop past the way it is.
It's supposed to drop because there is no money in the country now. It's supposed to drop more than how it is before. Because the money, our money now is no more value again. Do you understand? So we expect it to drop more than this.
Like now, if you want to say how much should people be buying it, how much now they buy and now say if you want me to drop, finish.
At least, as for this Kings, the bigger can of it or the bigger jerrycan of it, which is about the 25 liter or 30 liter, at least supposed to be that kind 40,000 or 45. Do you understand? Or 35 at least. Poor man can be able to buy. Do you understand?
What about the bottles? Like how much? If you say they're very fair to sell them,
it's supposed to be at least 1.5 or 1.2. At least it will be better. Do you understand? Because everybody cannot afford this 2,000 naira. When some people will come, they will say, "Madam, do you have smaller of it? Do you have chassis bottle? Do you have half bottle?"
Yeah.
So I don't. When they come, I will say, "No, I don't have it." So when the person will stand, he said, "I don't have the money. Okay, let me go." Then the person will left.
For now, the Garanto don't still drop small. It don't still drop small.
How much na person they carry jerrycan?
Jerrycan before na 46 wey they buy now. Before, but then na 39. Now na 39. Before na 46. Yes.
How they measure the Garanto?
Can na 2,000. For the can.
What about the small bottle Chelsea?
The small one Chelsea 500. Before they sell 700, and the other one 1,000. The small can. Not be the price. This season, they ship this season. Especially if we enter December, they go until they come down well.
So from the beginning of this year, how much affected the seller?
Beginning of this year, we dey sell 2.5 for this bottle. Yes, we dey sell 2.5. So you can see come down to 2.2, but now 2,000.
So how much does it carry? What is 4 liters?
4 liters, 12,000 for 4 liters. Now, yes.
What does it carry before?
Before you go the year 18 for 4 liters.
So that means I don't really come down.
Yeah, don't come down, yes.
So now it doesn't come down again. Customers they see the currency, the tea still on the high side.
Make them see drop am, make them see bring the price come down.
As we've heard from sellers, groundnut oil continue to play a major role in household cooking, but its rising cost is making many families adjust their spendings and consumption habits. Traders are also facing challenges from high transport costs to unstable supply. Still, many remain hopeful that prices will become more stable in the coming weeks, making groundnut oil more affordable for homes and businesses.
So we've come to the end of today's edition on Market Survey, and we looked at the prices of groundnut oil to know if the prices have increased or if they've reduced. But overall, it shows that the prices is now fair in the market as opposed to how it was being sold before. And that's it on today's edition of Market Survey. I am Stephanie Notodiuwa. Thank you so much for staying tuned.
ITV, certainly the best.
This is Anegbete community situated in Isako Central Local Government area of Edo State. It is an agrarian community with united people that promotes unity and oneness for peaceful coexistence. The inhabitants of the community migrated from Benin, the cradle of black civilization, a kingdom where king is truly king. The ancestors of Anegbete saw that age was the main determinant of leadership in the rural setting, and the eldest man in the settlement was regarded as the leader who presided over meetings, and his authority is held in high esteem. To further strengthen this unique system of leadership, age group evolved in Anegbete. Anegbete, age group is categorized into two, that is, the common and the noble. Anegbete is rich in cultural heritage, as the community at noon saw the commitment of the festival with the first set rolled out in beauty colors to showcase their might and strength, indicating their feet and ready for the responsibilities behold on them. The streets in the community with a feed up of young men and women adorned with the festival. Later, the royal family takes the stage as their children fight out royally and work in the community to showcase their might and fitness.
My leader.
ITV, certainly the best.
aṣáájú ọba àtọ́pẹ́. Ojúde aṣáájú ọba àtọ́pẹ́. Àyàbá aṣáájú ọba àtọ́pẹ́. Àlàyé aṣáájú ọba àtọ́pẹ́. Ẹgbẹ̀júwà.
Top on the list of the initiates was the eldest son of the Esama of Benin and former governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Nosakare Igbenedion. 11 of his siblings, namely Bright Ayamekwe Igbenedion, Honorable Charles Osenwige Igbenedion, Peter Osawari Igbenedion, Dr. Fred Osanwi Igbenedion, Barrister Mike Osarene Igbenedion, Efosa Douglas Igbenedion, Ukbonwa Ernest Igbenedion, Osawe Igbenedion, Edosa Igbenedion, Dr. Daniel Omorige Igbenedion, Agbon Steve Igbenedion, as well as the Executive Director Operations, ITV and Radio, Chief Elder Ugbeide Nwonse. It was a vital aspect of Okada community's cultural heritage, which emphasized the significance of age, responsibility, and community service. Over 50 notable sons of Okada were also initiated. According to tradition and customs, those initiated, dressed in white traditional attire, were made to undergo some rituals, while the Odionwe pronounces blessings on them and assisted them to take a seat with the elders.
ITV, certainly the best.
Viewers, welcome to Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji, and it is that program that gives you and I opportunity to talk about some of the trending issues in the country and how it affects us as citizens. So today we're going to be talking about the withdrawal of police personnel from very important personalities in the country, and how it's going to be affecting us as individuals, or better still, how it's going to impact us as citizens. And then again, the debates on legalizing gun ownership. So let's go talk to some persons and hear what they have to say in regards to this topic. It is Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji.
The Nigeria security architecture, I think it is a very, very wrong approach at this time. When you talk about developed countries and thinking of how police operate, the environments are not the same. First, we do not have good roads. That when you call for police in an emergency response, if it's like in the developed countries, you see police appearing within minutes. You hear of cases of assassinations in places like America. It's only a matter of days they will find the killers of those people. Those are not the situations in Nigeria. People kidnap people in their houses, people kill people on the way, they don't even know who the killers are. The only thing too that also makes some of these people not to be on the road is the simple reason that when they know that there are escorts following some VIPs and some people on the way, they know that it's possible that at some point they will see unexpected police presence. But when they now get to the point where they now say, no, they cannot go with police and then the road is free and all that, you are only inviting terror back to us. If I'm traveling on the way and I know I'm licensed to have a gun in my car, some other persons are coming, and maybe we run into hoodlums, and they know that out of these 20 cars, there's a likelihood that 15 to 16 have arms in them. That will also create that sense of security for the people that are involved. So I just think that it is, yes, the idea to say let's have police at different points is there, but the architecture and infrastructure to support such an idea, we don't have it yet. You don't have drones flying everywhere. If you are overseas, you press a button in your house, they know it is emergency. The police will come, condone off your area, and the people cannot even escape. The police right now, as they are, first, there are no vehicles, they are not well equipped, so how do you even do it? I think that the decision by Mr. President needs to be reviewed.
I see it as a right development based on this issue that the president has made concerning police should be withdrawn from notable personalities that are in our society. You discover that for the police to be able to combat insecurity, we have less police in the society. Most of all these notable personality, you just discover that one person will be having 10 police. 10 police. If one particular person is having a police, about 10 attached to him, and the common man has no security to be attached to him, he has no security to be attached to him, then what is the fate of the masses? But to my own take, with this direction, this step that the president has taken, that all police official, army and the officials should be withdrawn from notable personality, is a welcome development, so that these officers will be able to go to the city, go to the street, go to the rural area to be able to combat these bandits. Because if all this caliber of men, notable personality, are be giving policemen policemen are attached to them, it will not be a wake-up development. But if they withdraw them, everyone, all hands will not be on deck to fight insurgency, to fight bandits. But when these men are secured, they will feel less concerned about the masses. I believe that with this step that the president has taken is a very good step so that security for lives and property concerning the common man will be appreciated. On these aspects, it has advantage and it also have disadvantage. It is good for people to have self-defense against this insecurity. But the other way around, when every man is given that license to get a gun or harm himself against attack, sometimes most people will not use it for self-protection, but rather they will begin to use it for destructive activities, like going into using it to embark on armed robbery and different. If somebody offends somebody, he can just bring out his gun and do killing. That is why it will not be encouraged. But the only advantage for the government is that let them employ more hands. Let them get more securities, people, recruit them, train them, tell them what to do, the rules and the don'ts that will govern their security apparatus. All these things should be put in place. Then with more and being employed and well paid, I believe that with all this, they can be able to contain this insurgency and bandits in our country.
We all know that the constitutional role of the police is the protection of lives and property. And like the president has rightly stated, the protection of lives of Nigerians are very paramount. And like the VIPs are still part of the citizens that the police is constitutionally empowered to protect. But you also realize from where the president is coming from, these VIPs form more or less like less than 10% of the larger population of Nigerians. And in that light, he feels that more attention should be given to the masses, to the larger population of Nigeria who are now faced with the challenges of insecurity, while also trying to address the manpower need of the Nigerian police. So in that regard, I totally support that directives that all available manpower now should be channeled towards the protection of the majority of Nigerians outside the VIPs that took a chunk of that number. Looking at on the right of Nigerians to own guns, I still believe that Nigeria is not yet ripe enough for such. Even countries where they have such policies, they are trying to go back. If you see what's going on in America now, they are even trying to look at gun rights laws to see how it can be reviewed. So it's not a policy that has worked or that has been sustained in even where it is currently in force. So for Nigeria, it is not just our only gun that will solve the problem of insecurity. I can tell you, with the kind of anger, with the kind of issues we have now, if Nigerians own guns, they will be using it to settle personal scores, not even the insecurities now. So that might not really solve the problem. I think solving the problem, we need to go into community policing, volunteer security, seeing how well we can domesticate security, make security the duty of everybody, not necessarily a centralized arm of government like you have the centralized police now. So with that, I believe we can substantially bring down, if not to a barest minimum, the current challenges we have now. So it's not really whether we carry guns or not that would solve it, no.
It is a very good thing that the president is actually looking at how he can, curb security by having a lot of, security personnel on ground. But, if you have to fight insecurity by creating another level of insecurity, that's a very big problem, all right? Yes, we know that the VIPs have a lot of this, security escort with them. But if you look at this person too, they are human beings, and somebody who has that kind of, level of position requires some level of security, around him. So for me, I will not, totally say that it is okay to withdraw all the security personnel from the VIP. No, I do not think that's the best way to go. Instead, I think they should look for a way to have more persons in the force, in the military, in the police, and every other security agencies that can help, in this insecurity, because the VIP are human beings. The right to own a gun, I really do not think that Nigeria is matured for such a thing. Yes, we have that in some developed countries like America, but I do not advise that such law should be put here in Nigeria, because a lot of persons are going to take advantage of this particular situation, and they use it to do other very, very malicious activities. So I do not believe that Nigeria is ripe for self-ownership of gun at this particular point in time.
Insecurity in Nigeria has eaten so deep into the life and well-being of Nigerians. Like in the area of business, it has affected us a lot. Like, for example, those our mothers who travel to village markets in this season of December, where they travel to buy plantain, yams, and others. We see many of them were unable to do this because of the insecurity, and that has also affected their own family, because they will not be able to provide for them because they were unable to do their business the way it ought to be. Like those of us in the real estate sectors, I think it affected us the more, because this is one of the most funny December I've ever experienced, whereby our brothers and sisters in diaspora, they are scared to return home to celebrate with us. And after they have saved this money, and they buy property at the end of the year, so that at least they will not count on one thing that they have achieved. But this time, many of them, they give up. Instead of coming to Edo State or Nigeria to buy property, you will hear them saying that they want to go to places like Singapore, places like Spain. They will tell you the money they will use to buy property in Abuja, like maybe 350 million, 150 million, 200 million, is enough for them to get property in Spain. And that property in Spain will give them high return of investment than the property in Nigeria. And another thing that affected those in diaspora and the VIPs, let me use that word, very important personalities in our country, is the new law that has been passed by the president, that police personnel should be withdrawn from this set of persons. And the current situation of insecurity in Nigeria, so these persons, they will not be free to come in, because it's as if them coming in, they have signed their death sentence because the security is a threat to them. And at the same time, the police personnel that would have been of assistance to them to guide them is being withdrawn. So it's just as if they want to jump into a hot fry pan. So these ones is what stopped them from not coming to Nigeria, and it affected our business a lot. So those persons we are all to care for, these things restrict us to do a lot for our loved ones. Because if you don't sell property to get money, so there's no way you are going to spend money. So if you check, though we are having traffic and all these around, but the truth is that the well-being, the lifestyle of these our citizens is being compromised, because insecurity has cost them a lot. If the guns is being legalized to every citizen, it's going to cause more havoc at this initial stage. So I believe instead of legalizing gun to individuals, let's recruit more local security personnel that understand this terrain of this environment, because a stranger will not know my community more than me. So if they empower these personnels, give them good sophisticated weapon that they can use to withstand these perpetrators, the criminals, it will be able to at least help us a lot. So owning a gun or legalizing gun to Nigerians, you know, Africans, there's a way we think. Even some of the trained policemen that they are handling weapons, we see what happens after some of them have taken what they are not supposed to take. After they get, when their adrenaline get high, when they are angry, we see how they misuse the gun. So now legalizing gun for a trained person, a civilian, is going to cause more havoc and disaster to us. So I'm not in support of that.
While the opinions of our respondent varies, and some think that the statement by the president to withdraw police personnel from VIPs in the country in order to combat crime, some are also saying that it is not a welcome development. But in all of this, the security of citizens and properties should be a priority. That is what people are clamoring for, and it is something that should be done in order for lives and property of citizens to be secured and for security to be guaranteed. It is Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji. Many thanks for watching.
ITV, certainly the best.
The Ekoko masquerades from Ute village, whose cult is connected with Obaeware and his mother, Elere, appear on this occasion to bless the Oba. Ekoko is a ritual masquerade that dances to please the guests and the Oba.
ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
This is Aqua Game, a popular game in Africa played by our ancestors to entertain themselves after each day of farming. It is also relevant in our coronation in Africa. It is a sport and indeed very interesting, as every seed had a role in the game. time is 45 minutes per set. There is no age limit as long as you can spin Akwe seed. Ayo or Akwe game, known as the game of intellectual. This game requires a lot of mathematical skills. Akwe game is played with carved wooden box containing 12 holes.